Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Clarkcast, where I talk about my passion, the piano, and music education. Today, I'm going to start out with something that is really about purpose and meaning and why we would want to learn music and play the piano. In my history as a performer and adjudicator, I have come across so many people who have different motives for studying the piano and other musical instruments. And I wanted to just sort of give you a perspective that I have on why one would want to undertake learning the piano and studying the amazing literature that's been left to us and continues to be created for us for this amazing instrument. So, why take piano lessons? I once did a TED Talk about this. There's lots of research about music, the brain, and how studying a musical instrument improves fine motor skills, eye-hand coordination, self-discipline, improves other learning, and many other benefits to the body and the mind. The latest research shows that playing music is the only activity that lights up the entire brain. Amazing. No other activity does that. So people study music with various goals and in motivations. Some study to get credentials like high school credits. You can get that for your grade 7 piano, your grade 8 piano, and you could lobby for other credits through prior learning assessment recognition for other levels of study. And sometimes students study piano so that they can get that on their resume as a credential to get into college or university. Those extracurricular activities are definitely something that adjudicators at university admissions look at these days. Some study music to divide and conquer. It's certainly the tradition that I came from in terms of the teaching that I had early on in my career, to be the great pianist, to win all the competitions, to go out there and be the best. Then, some study music because their friends do it, or their parents of their friends in a social group all compete to have their child be the most advanced or to get the highest praise or mark on an examination, or even to just do it because others do it, sort of following a herd mentality. I don't know how many times I've had the pressure from parents to have students do an examination every year or ask, how soon can my son or daughter get to the next grade? Reaching the goal becomes more important than living the process and enjoying the experiences and joy of making music. It's a bit of a misalignment of values in our culture. Sometimes we're following a list of things that we should do and checking them off and not quite sure why we do them. But there's also a group of parents, students, and sometimes adult learners who understand authenticity in personal expression, the curiosity of learning, the inspiration of artistic creation. In other words, the experiential side of playing. For me and my values, this is the best pathway forward to have a sense of well-being and really enjoy music making. As I mentioned, in my youth, it was often about being the best. It put a lot of pressure on me and often made me feel inadequate with my abilities. One of my university teachers once said to me, if you don't play all the Chopin etudes by the time that you're 20, you'll never make it. So I turned to him and I said, what would happen if Chopin hadn't written those etudes? What followed after that, I won't relay to you, but let's just say it didn't end well. I kind of like to admonish my listeners to explore motivation to learn and to pursue music study. What makes you want to study the piano? What are your goals? Better still, what are your expectations during the pathway of study as you move forward towards your goals? Will you think to stop and smell the roses? To stop and marvel Or would it all be about the final achievement and all the accolades that, oh, look at how well you play the piano, or how well my son or daughter plays the piano? Remember, when we achieve a goal, we'll ask, what's next? So the achievement of a goal is a really interesting thing. New research is showing that there's often a negative change in the brain chemistry when our expectations of reaching a goal involve being happy or achieving a happy state. When goals are reached with expectations of this exaltation, the research is showing that there is a brief exaltation followed by a depression. Happiness is just one emotional state, and we're not supposed to achieve and maintain that. We wouldn't even know what it is if we didn't know darkness and sadness and melancholy and all of those other states of emotion. We need contrast in order to understand our emotions. It's really important for us to, in this day and age, understand that if you're feeling down or you're struggling, that it's not necessarily the case that you have mental health issues. It is really actually part of being a human being. We all sleepwalk a bit in life, following the crowd and the long list of cultural expectations. Have courage to be authentic and unlearn these cultural norms. Music is such a gift to our lives. Can you imagine your life without it? Most people turn to music regularly, and many daily, to inspire their lives. On a related note, part of learning involves doing things we don't like to do. When studying music, we often must wait for an outcome, be patient as we strive to make our mind, body, and spirit come together and flow. Think of this as a normal part of building yourself. If something's easy, it's not challenging you. And you won't grow as much as if you were being challenged. In today's culture, we're primed for instant gratification and results. Studying music cultivates patience, steady work habits, and the capacity to dig deeply into ourselves and to carve deeper and more profound souls. The rich literature of music is exciting to explore, and there's an endless list of possibilities to read and enjoy. I hope that this information inspires you a little bit. You know, there's these points in when we want to achieve something where I know I have students who say, I'm bored. And I said, well, what makes you bored? Oh, well, practicing scales. I said, well, actually, it's the way you think about practicing scales that causes you the emotion of boredom. So maybe you could find a new perspective while you do that. Or just realize that for every goal that we achieve, there's going to be a part of what we do to achieve it that is going to require us to be patient and sometimes not enjoy that part of it. So that is completely normal. Think of an Olympic athlete. Do you think that they want to do that same jump, 3,500 times? Not really. They'd rather just achieve it, right? We're all a little impatient that way. Thanks for listening. I hope you find this useful, and I'd love to hear your comments about my philosophy. Take care until the next time.